Hey everybody, welcome back for the weekly music theory lesson. This week we're going to talk about dynamics. What are they, when and why are they used, and how can they make our music sound better? Let's go. So first of all, what are dynamics? Well, dynamics are when you get louder or get softer in a piece of music. And that's oversimplified a little bit because there's some very specific terms that you need to know to understand the dynamic range. But we're going to talk about that in this lesson and give you guys everything you need to know about it. So first, let's talk about the dynamic range a little bit and get familiar with some terms commonly used by musicians to describe loudness and softness. At the quietest or the softest end of the dynamic range, we have pianissimo, and it's denoted by two lowercase p's, which basically means very soft. And this is literally going to mean as soft as you can play and still make clear notes. So if I was going to play pianissimo, I would just very soft, I can't play any softer than that without the note breaking up. One level up from that, we have piano, which is denoted by one lowercase p. It means soft. Up one from there, we have mezzo piano, which is denoted by a lowercase m and p. That roughly translates to moderately soft. Up one level from there, we have mezzo forte, which is denoted by a lowercase m and f. That means moderately loud. Up one level from there, we have forte, which is denoted by a lowercase f. It means loud. And then the highest or loudest dynamic range is called fortissimo. It's denoted by two lowercase f's, and it means very loud. So if we were to range all the way from pianissimo to fortissimo, it would sound something like this. Pianissimo, piano, mezzo piano, mezzo forte, forte, fortissimo. And my fortissimo may sound a little out of sorts on this bass, because I've got it set up to record pretty softly. But you guys get the general idea. So far we've only talked about the range of dynamics. Now let's talk about how they're implemented in music and what they do for your music. A lot of times, dynamic markings are used to directly make a difference in the sound of a section of music. For instance, like an intro may have a P, so you know the intro is going to start very softly. And then after the introduction, you'll see another dynamic marking that marks the beginning of a new section, and more than likely, you're going to have a significant increase in volume there. Now another way this can be accomplished is by using crescendos or decrescendos. A crescendo is a gradual increase in volume, whereas a decrescendo is a gradual decrease in volume. And there should be dynamic markings at both the beginnings and ends of your decrescendo or crescendo. So this is going to let you know the dynamic ranges that you're going to start from. So if you see a P followed by a crescendo followed by a MF, you know that that's going to go from piano to mezzo forte. Now if you see the opposite, MF followed by a decrescendo going to a P, you know that it's going to start at mezzo forte and go to piano gradually. Now a crescendo looks like a long drawn out less than symbol on top of or below the staff. And a decrescendo looks like a long drawn out greater than symbol across the top of or bottom of the staff, depending on where your composer puts it. So now that you know the right terms, you can look at a piece of music and you can basically tell what the volume is going to do throughout the whole piece. And this is very valuable information when you're looking at a piece of music for the first time, because it's going to show you where the highlighted sections are going to be in the piece. This should also help give you a general idea of the structure of the piece. you'll be able to see where the intro areas are and where some of the areas leading into the bigger sections are just by looking at the dynamics. And I wanted to give you guys an example of both a crescendo and a decrescendo. Here's what a crescendo sounds like. And here's what a decrescendo sounds like. Crescendo, decrescendo. So how do these dynamics that we're talking about affect our music or our musical piece? Well, it's really simple. Imagine if somebody started playing something and they played everything as loud as they could. Or the opposite. They came out and they just played everything really quiet and the music didn't seem to go up or down or go anywhere really. Well, that's exactly what would happen if you didn't use dynamics in your music, is that your music would sound very stagnant. There would be no real flow or ups or downs in your music. It would just be like somebody speaking monotone all the time. A lot of times dynamics are used to accent when you're going into a chorus or when you're going into a bridge. So for example, if you were going into a chorus, you might hear a crescendo. If you were going into a bridge, depending on how it was structured, it may crescendo or decrescendo into it. Alright, that's all I have for today, guys. If you found this video useful, please hit like. Take a second to hit subscribe down below the video now. Also check out the link in the description. That's my website, slapitabass.com, where you can find more information about bass guitar lessons and more information about me. Jeff Nelson from the Lax Band signing off at slapitabass.com. Everybody stay safe and remember to slap it a bass.